So welcome back to the next stage of this video, and at this stage we now have validate. We now know that there's entries in the two text boxes in the login form, and it's able to check and match if there's a user or a staff member with that staff ID and password, and it returns a 1 and returns a 0. And we get at this stage just a message box saying success, and if it doesn't match, the error message comes and it exits the code. So what we want to do now is basically go to that little part of the code where we've got the message box success. So we're saying it's now passed all them stages, the validation, it's checking, and the check now is returning a record count of 1. And in here now we want to actually do a command. So do cmd, we'll do any command within Microsoft Access. And the command that we're going to do is we're actually going to do a Microsoft Access command, which is an open form. So we're going to open up the form, and in inverted commas we're going to put the form name, which is FRM dashboard, a comma, then whatever way you want to open it. At this stage we're just going to keep it the same because it is a pop-up form, so it will pop up in front of the actual login screen, and eventually we want to close the login screen. And the filter name, we're going to use a where condition. So where, and we know in the form that staff ID is the actual field name that's in the form, so we're going to say where staff ID equals, because we're using a string variable, we're going to have an apostrophe around it. If you're using an integer variable, you don't need the apostrophe. If you're using a date, you use a hash. So close our command and basically bring in our variable. We need to open the command again to put in our end apostrophe. So what that should do is open the dashboard form and filter it for the staff member that's logging in. So if we go and check this, login 12345, password 1, you'll see that it brings up that member of staff. We change it to 23456 and password 2. It'll bring up that member of staff, and you can see where this is starting to go. Try just another one, 34567, and that's password 3, and that'll bring up each of them. So now we'll have this here done. What we can actually do in the dashboard form, I'm going to come back to the login form in a minute. In the dashboard form, because we don't want to show the different records, we're just going to have one record. We don't need the actual record set. So if we go down and take out the navigation, record selectors and navigation, so record selectors and navigation buttons, run this again, and you'll see from the login 12345, password 1, and we have no record selector. So we have a straight dashboard. We can close out of the dashboard, and that brings us back to the login screen. Unfortunately, what we want to do is we want to close the login screen so that it'll bring us back to a blank login screen. So this would actually bring us back to the same person when we close the dashboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the login screen, and in here we're going to just close the form. So do cmd dot close, and we're going to actually close the form, and it's FRM login, and we're going to close that form, and you'll see the purpose of that when we come into the dashboard. So 12345, password 1, logs in. We've got Peter from Dungannon, who's a user. Close out of that, and the login screen isn't closing. So it's not closing because I know why. If I go into the design view, I actually didn't say it's the form that's closing. So let's do cmd.close, oh, you do a space, and it's an AC form, and then the form form login. So don't forget your close your AC form, access form, and the name of the form. So this should definitely work this time. Log in, and you can see when I close the dashboard that the login form's closed. What I want to do in the dashboard now is I want to put in a little close button. So I'm going to go to close, and I'm not going to use a wizard. I'm going to cancel the wizard, and I'm going to create a little button. Actually, what you could do is you could use the wizard at this stage. Form operations, close form, and you can get the wee icon in. Or you can just see that closes it. I'm just going to call it btn close dboard and finish, and that'll close the form. What I'm looking to do is I want to put a bit of some macro. Oh, I've put the layout. Put it down here then. I'm going to the macro and add new action, open form, put our form name in, the login, and I want to just open the login from where, so using a little macro this time instead of code, and we're going to our 12345, password 1, and this time we can close, and it'll bring us back to the login screen. If we go to the dashboard now, what you might want to do is you might want to take out the close button, and some people like to have their dashboards without a control box, so you can take a control box out as well. Some people like the control box, and it's all to do with preference taste. 345, password 1. You can see we've taken out the control box, and that takes us back to our dashboard. So we're now in the dashboard. What we want to do is actually authenticate the user, and that'll change. So we've now authenticated the user, but we can change properties in the dashboard according to the user. So we can change whether controls are enabled or whether different aspects of the form, because we now know that that one staff member